Hey everybody, Jonathan Brandt here with Go Out Living. We are excited to have John Graham Harper, founder and CEO of Lumaflex, red light therapy device, here with us today. This is really about what Go Out Living is about, and we're excited to have John here to explain what red light therapy is and how it can help you get through, like some of the toughest times that you're dealing with. So, John, welcome.
Yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate the opportunity to share. It's a great podcast, a great show, a great mission. I'm all about it, and yeah, it's. I really commend anyone listening. This is a great show. Lots of exciting things happening. Lots of guests coming. I've got so many. I'm just thinking of all the wonderful people that I know in wellness that I'd love to introduce to your show. I've just
Well,
got
I
so many
appreciate
names in my head now.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. More the merrier for sure. So yeah, let's start with your background because it's really intriguing to me how the device even came about. So if you could give us a little hint of what you went through.
Yeah. It was a sort of a personal pain story, right? I've always been somebody that I won't really put my blood, sweat, and tears into something if I don't feel personally passionate, personally emotionally invested in it. I've always just That's just been my nature. So I've always been involved in fitness because I love fitness. I love working out. I love running, doing marathons. My sport in what my sport was at in my younger years was rugby. I was very big into rugby. I played at quite a high level, and then I got severely injured. Both my shoulders got busted and my left knee. I then moved into amateur boxing, and I liked this sort of challenge, this mando mando, me, you versus in the ring, and you can see your opponent, you can see where the danger is. Whereas with rugby, if you think about it, actually where you get tackles and where you get injured, you don't often see where the opponent's coming. So boxing sort of seemed like a sport I could manage better because I could be like, the guy's there. I just have to hit him. Don't let
A
him
little
hit
bit
me.
safer. Yeah.
But then boxing, after 4 years fighting amateurs, I started to get really severe headaches, and these headaches would be, it'd be something that'd really keep me up at night. And my girlfriend, who's now my wife, was pushing me. Let's go to the doctor. Let's do a check. Let's figure out what's going on here because these headaches are quite worrying. And after doing a full scan, they found a tumor was in my head, and the tumor was caused by just trauma to the brain, just impacts to the brain. And I
Right.
guess my body, I'm not so conditioned for impact. So after that, I stopped, and to this day I don't do any sort of impact sports whatsoever. But that was a big life changing moment for me, going having to book a surgery. I had a certain amount of time to get the surgery done before the tumor would grow, and it would grow as such that using microsurgery was very difficult. And also, there was a risk because it was growing towards my brain. So it would have been fatal. And after that big surgery, it was sort of a life changing moment where I left fitness and I went into medical, and I got very passionate about wellness and natural healing. And how I got into light therapy was actually throughout that time, being a competitive athlete, I was being pushed red light therapy from my wife, who at that time was my girlfriend, but she was always telling me to use this red light. And I at first thought like this is some woman's treatment thing or something. Like I was like, the girls and the creams and their potions,
Yeah.
it's something that's for you, it's not for me. I'm hard, I'm an athlete.
Stubborn.
um
I
and
know the feeling.
yeah, I was fit. I thought it was all just this feng shui pseudoscience medicine stuff. But and I remember she bought me this lamp. It was like this big lamp that it was a very tall lamp, something you'd put by your bed. And it was very ugly. It was an ugly thing, but and the bulb would get really hot. It was this like red bulb that would get very, very hot, and I thought that it was like heat therapy. I was like, oh, heat creates
Mhm.
circulation. Like
Yep.
it's mainly the heat that I'm looking for. So I would aim it at the area of pain, and I would play this sort of dancing game where I would get close to the bulb, and then it would get really hot, and then I'd move away. I'd let my body cool down, then I'd go back and forth, back and forth. And where I got that aha moment was for my left knee, because my left knee actually was the worst injury that I've ever had. It was something that was for years and years and years. It was very difficult to sit, and put the knee at a 90-degree angle. It was always getting inflamed, and I would get up and I'd have to stretch it. I had these like special creams that I would have, like a deep heat rub that I would like massage and do these massages on my knee to try to get it working. But after a week of using the lamp on my knee, I didn't have this pain anymore. And then I used it for one more week, and then I didn't need it for my knee. I was like, everything seems to be fine. Like everything seems to be healed. And to this day, no matter if I'm doing heavy squats or if I'm, running a high rocks challenge, or if I'm going hiking, or if I'm doing like a mini marathon, I've never had knee pain ever again. And that really sparked like an interest into what exactly it was. This is red. It's light. It's red. What's going on here? And I got really big into researching the research. And if I'm honest, I actually got into researching it sort of with the motivation of it being like a hack for as an athlete. Like this can be my little thing that I've got that gives me an edge. And learning the clinical research now is overwhelming. But back then, there was a few thousand studies that were out about wound healing, about beauty, skin rejuvenation, and about pain management. And it was something that was really interesting because it's natural, it's non-invasive, it's from the sun, right? So the side effects are like, unless you have an allergy to light, and people that go outside, they have an allergic, the skin can't handle the sun. You usually will see them protect themselves, right? They're very aware that they have this condition. But outside of that, there's no side effects, right? So it's natural, it's completely non-invasive. There's no negative side effects. It just seems like this is a bit too good to be true, right? It seems like the ultimate hack for your body.
Right.
And I wanted to create a device that was suited to someone like me, that was on the go, that was traveling a lot. And there's videos that you have, like you when you go on YouTube and you have like some famous athlete, he'll do like a video and he'll say like, what's in my gym bag? Like some famous boxer will go, oh, what's in Tyson Fury's, gym bag? Right. And he'll pull out all these products, and it's just a promo video. But I was like, my device needs to be in the bag, needs to be in that gym bag. It needs to be really durable, right? So I kind of had this idea of creating a device that was very athlete proof, you could say. And I had a good friend who was in the military, and someone who's been very, very close to me. He's been sort of that big brother to me as a friend. And he had very bad sciatica in his back from a gun falling on his back when he was cleaning a gun. It fell on his back. So he had this really terrible back injury. And I kind of had this idea of like, imagine a device that could be integrated into the military. You can put it in the mud, put it in the sand, you can put it in water, and it won't break. It's like the Red Bull red light therapy device.
I love that.
Yeah, I really wanted something durable, like a real good device, a good quality device. And took maybe about 3 years to develop the product at that development stage. And now, after launching, I've actually launched 2 other products, and we're about almost 3 years, about 2.5 years into launch. So it's been really amazing, the whole journey of launching, learning about, building a company, building a team, building a global brand. But by far, what my passion is to actually share, the education, the clinical research, and just get people excited about it, because it is the ultimate hack. It's natural, it's non-invasive. And when you think about our lives as humans, where we are in the phase that we are in. We're sort of in the digital age right now, right? And the amount of sunlight that we have and how we're deficient in sunlight, it kind of, you sort of open up a Pandora's box. You kind of like go down this rabbit hole about like, why aren't we having enough sunlight? And has this been hidden from us? And is this something that, why isn't this something that isn't talked about in mainstream medicine? So what I believe is, number one, we are deficient in sunlight. I think there's some stat out there saying we're about 85 to 90% deficient in sunlight compared to how we were back in our ancient times. Most of the light that we get is artificial light, like we're in rooms or in offices, and and using artificial light. Artificial light has been clinically proven to create inflammation in our body. So not only are we deficient in sunlight, but we're actually getting artificial light now introduced into our bodies. We're on our phones late at night,
Yeah.
right? Now this is causing a whole array of mental disorders, depression, anxiety, and whatnot. And so we need to like think about, first and foremost, improving our relationship with the sun, understanding UV light, that it is good for us. It does help with inflammation, does help with our body. Maybe too much, yes, you can create sunburn, but we still need it. And on the other side of the spectrum, red and infrared light is very much something we should have on a daily basis. So red light, on a consistent daily basis is clinically proven to accelerate recovery. If you've had an accident and you've been using light therapy consistently, you will recover faster compared to someone else who's had the same accident but just starts using light therapy. And when you go deeper into the research now and you look at these, like I was recently looking at some photos of old hospitals, like black and white photos, where they would actually have sun decks on the roof. So they would take patients up, put them into, like there'd be like a bed that was on the roof for the sun, so they would actually get sunlight. So we were aware of the power of light from the sun for our health, but it's not talked about much, right? And why is that? I think we all know, that the pharmaceutical industry is quite is a powerhouse, right? They're a force to be reckoned with. But it's down to us to try to make people aware, to empower people that light is something that is available to us in our natural environment, and to use tools when we don't have access to that light. I mean, that's what I see Lumaflex as. It's a tool. It's just a tool. It's a supplement. It's a supplement, just like you have a protein supplement or you have a vitamin C supplement. You need a supplement of red and infrared light. And yes, we've won 11 awards. It's a great. I've got to date. I have 11 design and innovation awards. I distribute in 19 different countries around the world. I do sell to the military. It's one of the very few red light therapy products that is GSA approved. And we've now built a whole education department where we train trainers, we train coaches, therapists, doctors, nurses, practitioners. And our education now is stamped with ACE and with NASM. And it's all with the goal of mainstreaming and really making people fully understand what the power of light is and what they can do for your body. And I mean, Lumaflex is considered the world's #1 portable red light therapy device, but I in no way want to take any value away from any other light therapy devices that are out there. I mean, any light therapy device that you use consistently is the best device for you, right? We're all different. We all have different use cases. We all have different needs. Some people want devices that are larger, fixed, in their bedroom or in their living room. By all means, just my goal is to get you excited about light therapy and to get you to get a device, whatever it is, as soon as possible, because it's really life-changing. It's a game changer for anybody's health, right?
And I think you're exactly on point, where it shouldn't be considered an alternative.
Yes.
And that's what holistics and alternative medicine is kind of being. It's a scapegoat, but the problem is they're better for us than the pharmaceutical stuff. And coming from where I came from the cancer treatment, you brought up side effects. The amount of side effects that are coming from treatments and pharmaceuticals is unbelievable. It doesn't end. And for me and my wife, that's when we started really looking into the alternatives, because we had to now, not only we're surviving cancer, but we now have to figure out how to get through the side effects.
Yes.
And you intrigued me in the sense that my wife started looking into the red light stuff. She has an old tanning bed. Has the flames on it, old yellow. It's crazy. But she wanted to put red lights into it. So she had started researching it. And I'm a lot like you. I'm a little bit of that stubborn, yeah, not going to happen kind of thing. But the more she got into it and talking about it, it was really intriguing to me. And like you said, it's the natural aspect of it that we're losing. And I feel like we lost that for the last 50 years, to be honest, that we've been on the wrong track since I was born. I'm 50. We are all in a lot of trouble right now because we lost that natural aspect of everything, whether it's
Yes.
food or light, like you have discussed. So, with saying that, how do we, I mean, obviously, word of mouth is going to be huge, but how do we
Yes.
get alternative to primary? How do we lower the, okay, Western medicine is the thing, and how do we get our future medicine back to what it actually should be, which is our primary medicine, which is light, for instance?
Yes. Yes, exactly. Like that's the $1 million question to help heal the world. And I think what we need is like, we need these big, famous, credible influencers, public figures, people that are like, they're sort of, they're attractive on the in the media, and we do have a lot of very credible, well-spoken public figures fully endorsing light therapy. Like we've got Andrew Huberman. He's good. He talks about it a lot. A guy like Gary Brecka. Gary Brecka I've met many times. He um, he became quite well known when he got involved with Dana White and UFC and everything, and he pushes that as well. And you kind of just need more of these personalities, these people that have a voice, they have an audience, and we need them to like start talking about light therapy, start talking about natural, remedies, and make it trendy, make it attractive and easy for people to understand, and so they feel like, because what people feel is like they want to feel like they're on the trend, like they're up to date, like they
Yes.
want to have things that they can talk about, in their brunches, over proseccos, like, oh, are you doing that? Or it needs to be sort of a trend that is catchy that everyone wants to be on. And I think we're there with light therapy now. Light therapy is kind of the trendy thing to do now. It's like it's almost at the point where you're like, you're not doing light therapy, like you have to. It's like, you almost get like shamed if you're not and not if you don't know
Without a
about it,
doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
The health and wellness industry to me is blowing up. And the light thing is, light therapy in general is at the top of that. You know,
Yes.
for me though, looking back from not understanding everything, what in your mind will help people understand a little bit more about the actual therapy itself, as far as what intensity do you need to get to, whether it's skin level to the deeper levels? I mean, is there a huge difference in um, your product compared to somebody else's, or are they all roughly the same? We just need to know how to use it properly.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think any product that gets you to be consistent is the best product. The way that I designed Lumaflex was always with consistency in mind. And that was because coming from a fitness background, as a trainer, I used to own like all these gyms. I used to have like a bit of a gym chain going on. And we'd always preach like regular exercise, regular eating healthy, regular sleep, regular water, and we're always preaching, oh, consistency is the key. You're always preaching this to get a fitness outcome. I want to lose weight. I want to, run a marathon. I want to fight this condition. I want to rehab my knee. It's always like, well, we got to be consistent. We got to be consistent. We got to be consistent. So I have that sort of framework in my head, and I applied it to the design of Lumaflex. But where I kind of got the switch for light therapy was, in the fellowship of many of these well-renowned photobiomodulation scientists. One particular scientist, the way he packaged the information to me, it clicked. And basically, it's from the sun. Basically, how he explained it to me is it's from the sun. It's not made in a laboratory with a bunch of modern Einsteins. It's from the sun. It's available to us in our natural environment. So out of the sun comes different nanometers of light, different wavelengths of light. What we want to focus on is red light and near infrared light. Further on, you'll get far infrared, and that's where you'll have like a sauna. And usually they say infrared sauna, but it's actually far infrared. And that reacts with your body's water. So that makes you, it's hot, it makes you sweat. It's good for detoxification, great for overall well-being. But where we get good healing and where we get FDA clearance, where we get medical licensing, where the research is focused on is red light and near infrared light. These two sections of the light spectrum. Now, red light, that's like the 600 nanometer range. That goes about an inch into your body. Near infrared jumps up to 800 to 900, and then into the early thousands. That's the near infrared, and that can go about 4 inches into your body. So it goes much deeper. And what the light does is it penetrates the skin barrier and activates your mitochondria. And 3 mechanisms occur. You get increased ATP energy, increased cellular energy, right? Your cell, the mitochondria is it's like the engine in your car. The better the engine, the better the car drives. The healthier your mitochondria is, the better you are as a person, the healthier you are as a person. So where the focus now is in wellness and health should all be on mitochondrial health. Like, how healthy are my cells, right? Healthy cells equal healthy body, right? So getting increased ATP energy, increased blood circulation, and then most importantly, you get a reduction in inflammation. So these 3 mechanisms will arise such a huge amount of outcomes. So you hear about red light therapy and skin growth and skin rejuvenation. So that's beauty, right? Anti-wrinkle, all of that, right? That's where those LED masks come in. And those LED masks, because they're addressing skin, they're more focused on red light. It doesn't need to go so deep into your body. And then you hear about hair growth, and you'll see these helmets that people put on their heads to help their hair grow, right? And that's where it's a combination of red light and near infrared light. And then you'll go into wound healing. You'll go into testosterone production and just the outcomes are crazy. Brain health is a huge area now that I'm quite focused on right now. I'm very excited about red light therapy and brain health. It's a space in photobiomodulation that lots of research is coming out now, and it's really exciting. It's you'll see a clinical study get published about Alzheimer's disease or dementia or Parkinson's disease, and these sort of conditions are kind of like we're at the stage in the world where it's kind of like, well, you have that, we're going to have to just try to minimize the effect of it. We're going to try to help you sort of, you're not going to be able to thrive in your life. We're looking at surviving. We're going to get you through this, right? That's sort of the mentality with these sorts of brain conditions. But then when you see how clinical research can not only help, to stop these conditions in their tracks, but also reverse them, it's so groundbreaking. It's so exciting. And it really can be like one of the, I've got 3 devices. So one of the devices, I actually got it right here. Yeah. So this device here is my latest device.
Okay.
And this is where I'm focusing a lot on brain health. So the nanometers I have here, so we've got red light and near infrared light. So I have 630 and 660 for red light. These 2 specific nanometers, huge amount of clinical research behind these nanometers. And then I go to 810, 850, and then 904, and then 1064. So I have 6 different wavelengths in this one portable device.
Wow.
And the 904 and the 1064, there's an overwhelming amount of research to support for these brain conditions. So this is where you can put it on the back of your neck, your head, right, your face, these areas. And this device is now in Italy in a clinical trial for autism, for
Well, that's
autism
amazing.
patients. Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, I really get pumped when I see you've made a device. I put all this time, these years into it, and deciding the nanometers, deciding the output and everything, and the outcome is, there's a mother in Italy who has an autistic child, and the child just bites everything that he sees, and he's now getting treated at a clinic that is run by my distributor in Italy, and he's sharing this feedback with me on a weekly basis. Look, these are the improvements we're seeing. It's amazing. It's like it's really fulfilling, like to be to be part of that. But yeah, going back, we got red light, we got near infrared light, and these sort of there's no harm to your body with the red and infrared light. Where people get scared of the sun, or will it burn me, or all of this, it's not in these wavelengths. It's the UV wavelengths that are in on the other side. It's not, there's no concern with red and infrared light. So really, it's, if you think about, okay, increased blood circulation, reducing inflammation, and increased ATP energy, I need cellular health. Better cells mean a better body. The light is giving energy to my cells, and the cells are healing me. So the light isn't healing me, it's giving my body energy to heal me.
Right.
And if you think about that, you kind of think, well, it can actually do everything, right? When someone asks like, oh, can red light therapy help with this condition? Can it do this? I was like, no. Think of light as cellular health. Cellular health. You're addressing your body on a cellular level. So don't worry about what it can do, what it can't, like what conditions can it do this. It can do anything to do with cells. Yeah, so
Which is
it's
huge.
really really fulfilling. It's really exciting. But that's how it was explained to me, and got me excited about it, and got me thinking about things on a cellular level. Like when you have a sore shoulder. I've got chronic shoulder pain. I've had this problem for 20 years, and I get massages. Massages help, right? And it's like, yeah, the massages, it'll, the inflammation will go down. The signal to your brain will be like, we're feeling good. You're feeling better, but you're not addressing that condition on a cellular level. You're not fixing. You're just holding out until the pain will come back up again, and then you'll do the massage again. You'll put the cream on. You'll do it again, and then it'll come back again. But if you address it on a cellular level, you may have that condition never return, right?
I mean, that reminds me of just taking a pain pill. It
Yes,
it
yes,
masks it, but it's still going to come back. And the more and more you take, it eventually just doesn't work anyway. So
that's
trying to
right.
find something on that different level, like you said, for so many different things is just mind blowing to me. I
Yes,
keep looking back at the treatments we went through, the people out there that are going through it as well. I had a lot of gut issues coming out of it. My wife had neuropathy. She had a lot of pain. We were always looking for something, one, that wasn't going to have side effects, and two, that was going to actually be long lasting. And none of
yes,
it
that's right.
from the pharmaceutical aspect, it's not there. You're
Yes,
actually making yourself worse in the end. So having light therapy to me is just, it's mind blowing. And I wish it would have been around for, well, it's been around. We just need to get it off the holistic
yes,
aspect. It needs to be out there for everybody to see and use.
yes, yeah. And if anyone is curious about this, like, the ultimate hack you can do, the ultimate way you can get light therapy is from the sun. Like, you still want a good relationship with the sun. Like, my mom lives in Perth in Australia, and she's like, John, it's really hot, like the UV's at 18. And I'm saying, yeah, that's fine, that's okay, you're fair skinned, so just spend 10 minutes out in the sun. Just spend 10 minutes, decrease the amount of time that you spend in the sun, but don't be afraid of the sun, and put on sunblock, which is a toxin, right? Which, this is another whole rabbit hole, which I believe is the full cause of skin cancer, right? We're putting a
Right.
toxin on our body, burning it
Mhm.
into our skin, and then where skin cancer seems to be prevalent is sort of beach environments where people will sit out, they'll be drinking alcohol, which again is a toxin. Like it's all like there's lots of rabbit holes to go down. But
And we've
I
been doing
tell
it
my
for
mom,
50 years.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I tell my mom I never want to hear you doing, because in Australia there's this slogan, slip, slop, slap, and it's like encouraging people to put sunscreen on. So I never want you to use any sunscreen. You can use like coconut oil, or you can find, like, if you have to, find a natural, where the products are all natural in that sunblock, but do not put sunblock on your body. It's the biggest scam in the world. Um, and I know that, like, some people find that crazy. And when I, in my younger, as I was learning about this, all the, being around so many scientists and doctors, and they would all say it with so much passion and gusto, I was like, right, I should look into this, right? And now, to me, after all the reading that I've done and all that I've learned, it's like, duh, of course, right? Um, and it's because it's all just about the toxin that you put in your body, and basically what you giving your body to be able to fight that toxin, how you're trying to eliminate that toxin. So, like, even with cancer, right? Very touchy topic when it comes to light therapy. There's lots of different people saying use it, don't use it on the tumor site. The clinical research for the side effects of chemotherapy and light therapy, that's all well established. That's very, like, we're used in a breast cancer clinic that supports the being treated for lymphedema. We're but I'm always cautious that if you have cancer, consult a doctor. Like, there's
Mhm.
lots of different thoughts about it. One scientist I know in particular, I've actually been with him. I've been with a gentleman who his like, his wife had cancer, and we've done phone calls with this guy, and he's been like, listen, red light therapy right now. Like, he's been very, like, I want you to do red light therapy, I want you to ground, like, everything he says is all natural. It's all like, I want you to ground your feet every day, I want you to eliminate Wi-Fi from your home. I want you to avoid, like, sitting on car batteries, which is like you know and you think about it, and you're like, yeah, this is microplastics,
Mhm.
Wi-Fi, and batteries. These are now the new cigarette
Yep.
that we all need to watch out for.
Yep.
And what these like cancer, when you start to look at things from a different perspective, how we're not in our natural environment, we're away from the sun, we're not grounding our feet, we're under artificial light, we're exposed to Wi-Fi all the time. It's not like, oh, I guess I'm not surprised. In my opinion, I'm not surprised when cancer becomes prevalent, or brain diseases, or even mental diseases. It's not surprising. And when you see it from that perspective, and then you start to cut and eliminate these things out, you'd be surprised, like, wow, I actually feel better now. Where did this come from? I don't remember taking like a magic pill or anything. And it's like, no, you're just bringing your body back to its natural environment. It's like getting a plant that's outside, bringing the plant inside, and then watching the plant, saying, why is it dying, and shoving pills down the plant. Come on. It's like, no, the plant needs to go back into its natural environment, and then the plant will grow, right? But yeah,
Totally
it's
agree.
very
Totally agree. That's
controversial.
kind of where I'm at with my recovery. It took me a long time to admit that I probably put myself in those situations. I never ate that bad, but I smoked, I drank, nothing's going to hurt me kind of thing. But now I'm at 50 years old, recovering from, almost stage 4, basically. I'm probably in the best shape of my life because I went back to the basics. To be
Good
honest,
man.
I go out
Wow.
for an hour rucking every morning. I work out. I'm eating better. I feel fantastic, knock on wood. But
Amazing. That's all.
yeah, you're right. I mean, that's just what it is. It's getting back to the natural part of
Yes.
everything,
Yes.
and I guarantee people will feel better once they do that, you know?
Yes. That's right. And you're living proof. You're a good example. You really, to be able to share your story out, and to really, it would empower people. Because, you know, people can, like, I've had, in encounters with people that really are so at a loss. They feel depressed. They feel like I have no options. Like, this is it. I'm dealing with this. This is the cross that I'm going to bear. And, but it's like, no, no. I mean, have you ever put your feet on the actual grass, like, and not the turf, but the actual grass? Have you ever hugged a tree? Have you ever watched a sunrise and watched a sunset and actually looked at the sun as it's sunset? The sun gazing. That's another whole thing that I would encourage people to look at. Because you feel amazing. Like, my dad had these sorts of problems with lots of mental diseases, and I would get on calls with him, and I would just literally like say, it on sunrise tomorrow, I want you to wake up and I want you to catch the sunrise. There's something about a sunrise that we as humans, when we see the sunrise, there's chemicals that go off in our head. We like it. Our body likes it. We're like, wow, we're going to kickstart the day. We feel like we are being human, like we are we're doing what our biology, and that of course goes back to ancient times when we would rise, when the sun would rise. That was our alarm. And then when the sun would set, we would wind down. We would build a campfire and we would get around a campfire, and that's red light, right? And that's where and this calming sensation, like I had one guy in I think it was Chicago, a really good friend of mine. He told me that his father suffered from PTSD, and he says that pretty much like there are many nights throughout the week where all he does is he builds a campfire like in the backyard, and he just sits and watches the campfire. And I was like, yeah, that's in our DNA as human beings. That's how we would behave, like since the beginning of time. Like, we'd build a campfire, we'd gather around the campfire, and this was our comfort zone. This was our place of peace. This was our security, because animals wouldn't approach the fire. This was where we were, at full security, right? And that's a calming sensation, the flickering of light. That goes into pulse frequencies in light therapy, which is, wow, that's another whole thing as well, too. Yeah.
So many ways we can go.
Yes, there's so many ways, but everyone, I mean, Jonathan here, what an amazing example of, just the power of our bodies, the power of our cells. If we're doing things as they should be, right? There's so many, obviously you yourself, there's so many options that you could have done. You could have just been like, well, I'm just gonna slowly sort of wither away like that flower, right? And just be like, or you could be like, oh, I'm gonna figure this out, and I'm now gonna turn things around, and now I'm gonna thrive, right? The rest of my life, I'm gonna be a rock star. And that's even that, that mental challenge and everything. It's tough. It's really tough. And it's, when people hear that others do it, it's very empowering. It's something that they can like be encouraged that they can do themselves, right?
Oh, 100% agree. And that's what go out living is. It's an attitude. It's
Yes.
we're not going to let anything stop us. We are going to live the best that we can every single day, no matter what we've been through. Is from this day on, that's your attitude,
Yes.
and
That's
it was a conversation I had with my wife. Unfortunately, it was a little too late, but she lived that. She was the inspiration behind all this. She went back
that's
to
fantastic.
school. She went back to work during all her cancer,
Wow.
and it's
Champion. That's
to be
amazing.
able to carry that on and learn from you is just, that's what this is all about. And that's so we can
Yes.
all go out the way we want to go out. And it doesn't
That's
mean
right.
it's going to happen tomorrow or the next day, but it's living your entire life like that.
That's right. Go out living. Go out living. Thriving, right? You go out, but you go out living, not like I'm dying,
Yeah.
I'm that's
You
right.
go out the way
That's
you want to go out, proud and giving it your everything.
that's right. That's so powerful, right? That's amazing.
I
Let's
hope so.
go. Getting me all pumped up. I'm really
Oh, yeah.
excited.
I love
I
it. I
would,
mean, I'm nervous as heck to do stuff like this because I wasn't meant to do it probably, but
but
the
it's
passion I
mission.
have now behind it is just,
Yes.
I am not ever gonna stop. This is what it's all
Yes.
about,
That's
and
right.
meeting amazing people like you, it's encouraging to me, and
Yes.
I'm excited. There's a long
Yeah.
ways to go, but I am really excited.
That's right. And that's the fun part, is the challenge, the journey. That's in our DNA, right?
Yes.
I've got a mission now, and I got to get the mission done. That's like when we as humans are in sort of like, that's the greatest experience as a human. We don't want to just relax and sit on a beach and sip pina coladas and oh, we got nothing. We want to fight and to take on things and overcome things. That's kind of part of who we are as humans, right?
Without a
um
doubt.
it's so exciting. Wow. I'm really,
It
really
is.
wonderful to hear your story and to meet you. If anyone, with light therapy, um, I was just thinking, anybody listening who has a deep interest in light therapy, I have a whole course that I have with one of the scientists that's on my team now. We built like this whole course and it's all in video and we sell it on our website. But basically when you buy it, you go into this like portal, and you have access to all the courses. But anybody listening, just reach out to me at john@lumaflex.com, or send me a message on Instagram at John Graham Fitness is my handle, and just say, I love the show, go out living. I want to learn about light therapy. If as soon as I get your email, I'll enroll you, and you can have lifetime free access. Any
That
courses
is
that we do,
amazing.
and it's all like video format, so you can just have the video playing and my scientist will be talking, and he's very good at like just simplifying it and packaging the information, and he makes it fun. It's not like some lofty doctor that's like, no, he's very
Love that.
engaging. So let it play, and it's like zero to hero in light therapy, and
Right.
what our bodies deserve as human beings, what our bodies were designed by God. Is we're creatures of light. We were born under the light, and it's our relationship with light. If we improve this relationship, you'd be amazed at how many diseases will just melt away. They won't even be relevant.
I agree 100%. I really do. And I'll be posting all your information on my website as well. Um, so I hope we can do this again, to be honest. This was
Yes.
really fun for
Yes.
me, really enlightening. And there's a lot more we can talk about, like you said.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
this is the beginning, I hope. And yeah, this has been enjoyable for me. So I
Thank you
really
so much.
appreciate it.
It's been great. I also have a link. I have an Excel link, and this link was everyone in photobiomodulation, all the scientists, all the doctors, everyone who has a light therapy brand. I think most of them, at least the ones that I know, they all have access to this link. And what this link is, it's the global database for light therapy studies, the global database.
Nice.
Every single clinical study about light therapy is in this database. So it's huge. And I think just last week, we surpassed, I think it's 9,200 or something studies. So there's a lot of studies. So all you do is you press Control F and you type in cancer, Parkinson's, type anything, sciatica, and it will direct you, and you can just read the links like over morning breakfast or something,
That's
and I'll
amazing. And
take
that's
you
what's
that.
encouraging is that the studies are,
Yes.
you know, going out there. That's what we need, because that's
Yes.
what people trust. Again, that's where they, between modern medicine and the holistics, well, they don't have the research. Well, we're going to get the research, aren't we? We're going to get it out
Yes.
there and people can start trusting it like they need
That's
to.
that's right. You can get that encouragement. You can get that extra oomph of credibility to help really dip your toes into light therapy, and so much more. Like there's grounding, there's hydration, there's another thing I'm exploring now with hydration, and using and getting this special kind of hydration from this machine. There's I mean, we can talk for hours about this, but natural healing, our bodies are something that we do not want to underestimate. Our bodies have the amazing ability to heal. The planet has, more than enough resources. Nature, what God's given us is more than we need. We just need to refocus and stop looking at like a quick pill, or watching, a TikTok video or a commercial about something that will happen, right away, and start to reformat the way we approach life and how we, go out living. I love this. Go
It's
out living.
right. And that healthy lifestyle is what you're looking for. It's a
Yeah.
lifestyle, and it
Yes.
will
That's
be with you to the end, and that's how you have to look at it. It's, a lot of people look at the cost of whatever. You look at it from the standpoint that you will use it for the rest of your life. And it is
yes.
nothing in the end. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So again, it's living that healthy lifestyle. It's going out living. You look
That's
at
right.
it for the future of it. And yeah, it's all right there.
That's
Just
right.
got to embrace it.
That's that's right. Go out living. That's it.
Love
That's
it.
the message.
Love it. Real quick, I'm just going to say, obviously, a big thank you to John Graham Harper, founder and CEO of Lumaflex. Real quick, I also want to thank all of those of you that supported my wife through all, the last 3 weeks have been tough. Just want to thank all of you for continuously watching. It means a lot. And the support you show is support for her. So I really appreciate that as well. But again, John, it was an absolute pleasure, and I hope to do this again. Yeah, that's all I
Amazing.
got for today. I really do. And I really thank everybody. And like my wife said, find the attitude, keep the attitude, go out living.
That's Go out living. Champion. Appreciate it.